So good evening folks and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to do a review of, this is kind of a new territory for me. Let's call it Moon Knight, Fist of Konshu, issue 0 by Marvel Comics. It was originally released in September 2024, so last year. So for those of you who don't know how I do these types of videos, I usually go to, let's say, an American comic like this one, or an indie comic, European comic, manga, webcomic, from say 2011 till present day. And this one falls right into that category. Or in the case of a Tales from the Past, you take a story from the 60s all the way up to let's say 2011. And it's pretty simple. We go through who is the team, with the art, writing, editing, cover art, etc. We give a quick synopsis of what happens inside the story, some background information on this character because I'm kind of new to it. And in the case of full-on review, we give a quick breakdown, but in this case, it's not really needed because otherwise it would distract you from the overall video, and I don't have the attention span to watch full half an hour video, and I'm pretty sure there are some people who watch this that have a shorter attention span because they're either from a younger generation or not. Barely anyone young reads this anymore. Most of them read manga. But after that we go to the good, bad and the ugly, where we put the plus against the minus, and we give a final score that goes from 10 out of 100, 1 out of 10 to 1 out of 100. That's 10 out of 10, which won't happen here, but still, you could say called close. And of course, it's not all. I'll also be using the League of Comics Geeks to give you the thoughts and reviews of some of the other people who read this. And of course, there might be some things you might disagree with me about. If that's the case, hey, no problem, totally fine, but let's try to keep it civil, My goal of these types of videos is similar to the Captain Frugals and the Howder Mouses, is trying to bring back a more, old school time, a simpler time where we could just discuss whether a comic is good or not, which character could be who. And I didn't make notes, so this is totally unscripted. So let's get into who the team is. Here you have some, this takes place after another story where Marc Spector finally made a return. So basically what Moon Knight is all about is mercenary Marc Spector died and was reborn in the shadow of Konshu, the Egyptian god of the moon. Spector became Moon Knight, the Fist of Konshu, to fight evil. Through his midnight mission, he is the defender of all those who travel at night. So, the strike fell, you could call it the first issue or something. The writer is MacKay, artist is Alessandro Cappuccio, I hope I spelled the name correctly. Color artist is Rachel Rosenberg. Letterer is VC's Corey Petty. That's kind of a strange name. Could be a pseudonym or something. The cover artists are Gist. Gist, I don't even know. Gist is something else. That's what converts the sugars into alcohol under anaerobic conditions. So I'm kind of because that's what the last name means in my language. Carry on. Variant cover artists Alessandro Cappuccio and Rachel Rosenberg. Production designs Jay Bowen with Nick Russell. I don't know why I need so many people to create this, but different story I digress. Must be a corporate thing. Associate editor Lauren Amado. Editor Devin Lewis and editor-in-chief C.B. Sapolsky. Yuck. But nothing against the other team, but I do not like that guy in slightest. So what's basically all about? Well, it takes place after it follows Marc's return in after Bloodhunt 4. I didn't read the story, so I don't know the full story of it, but overall it kind of shows the perspective from let's say the god of the moon himself. And it's good to be you could call it a good intro into not only to the Moon Knight character, into Marc Spector's relationship with Konshu itself, but also in the way how the god of the moon looks at his soldier of fortune, if you could call it that. And yeah, show you the intro and see how it yeah, how he's kind of free from yeah, the Asgardian prison in this story in that regard. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the good, bad, and the ugly. What I like about it and what I didn't like about it. Well, first of all, the cover art, yeah, flawless. Yeah, there's this with his head on his neck. I love that. I'm not that big into Moon Knight. There's also a variant cover, but I like this cover a little bit better. There's a decent enough balance between writing and art, which is surprising for considering this is a modern, yeah, called Marvel comic. But this one actually works. It gives, not only because it shows the relationship between Marc Spector's return and Konshu, but also it gives a little bit of a perspective in how the God of the Moon looks at it. Is like I said, his soldier of fortune. I repeat myself. And yeah, like I said, the interior art is pretty good, pretty impressive. And yeah, it's hard to believe that this is a 22 that was from recent year. There are basically 2-3 stories in it. One of them, the main story, is better than the others. And yeah, yeah, I must say, art-wise and writing-wise, it's good balance in the first part. Where it kind of falls flat, well, it's not in the main story. The waxing, not only in Waxing Moon, etc., but there's nothing that interesting. But they try to. But the only part I didn't like about the comic, that was almost a flawless intro, not just for old readers but for new, is that in the last few pages they try to insert. I don't know what they are doing here. Peter Parker Spider-Man, I guess, and the other one is Miles Morales, and yeah. They kind of feel like unnecessary additions for me. I want to know who Marc Spector is, and that was enough for me. These could have been saved for another comic or for another story. I don't know what they're doing here. They feel kind of out of place, like they don't belong here. But that's my take on this issue, because now we're going into the final verdict. And that is, first I checked the League of Comics Geeks, and yeah, like me, they are very positive about it. 869 ratings with a very positive score, which accumulates into a 4.1. And yeah, we can go to what the reviews think of it. And one of them captured mine, my thoughts on it as well. By Moonriker. Even if this issue mainly serves as a recap and introduction to Moon Knight for new readers, I still loved it. Cappuccio provides some absolutely stunning art and proves once again he's one of the great up-and-coming talents in the Big Two. I'm so grateful he's continuing on with Moon Knight. The narration from Konshu was insightful for an old reader, hinting at... I had to click on this. At the potential future plot points and ways in which Konshu may try and steer our beloved character now that he's back. I'm very excited for him and Hunter's Moon to reunite, especially. Joe Kelly's story was fine, but felt very tacked on, and I didn't really enjoy Peter's characterization here. Asking Holmes' kid for money, really. I don't even know what he was doing here either. So I agree with this. This review summed up my thoughts perfectly. But we can also go to another one. Here's another with some negative review. First story recap comic does a good job of introducing you to the setting of Jed MacKay's Moon Knight. Ronan has some great art, especially the first page in depicting Konshu. However, the second story requires some context to understand and was less friendly to new readers who seem to be the target audience of this issue 0. 2 stories aren't worth $5 USD, but could have been if there was a better transition between them, and the second focused more on the Moon Knight setting rather than spending time for foreshadowing the Spider-Man plot. I agree with that part as well. So yeah, my score for this is a strong 75 out of 100. So yeah, see what you can do, Marvel, when you actually try to put some effort into it. But please leave Peter Parker and Miles Morales in their own books, they're not really needed here. And that's all I have to say for this video. Anyways, 10 minutes have passed, so I'll wrap it up here. Talk to you guys later and have a wonderful weekend. Till next time. Ciao.